Team One. So first I want to say you guys are doing a great job. You guys are in here discussing back and forth this week, so thank you for that improvement. You guys are doing a great job. So a couple of the things that everybody talked about a little bit was infertility, and a few of you guys kind of expressed the idea that I didn't know that many people were infertile. And so, you know, I think one of the reasons we don't realize the incidence of infertility is so high is because trying to conceive is sort of private, you know, and people don't really talk about it too much. Somebody talked about miscarriages, and that's also something that people tend to keep really private, so we don't understand completely all of the incidents or how prevalent those experiences really are. Somebody else talked about like how bizarre it is that this sort of just kind of happens on its own without more serious problems more often. And I think that's I think anytime we start to talk about like all of the possibilities of something that could go wrong, and just very simply, one genetic code in this, enormous genome that we have, one thing goes wrong and then we develop abnormally. And to think that it happens so really rarely, I agree that is a completely bizarre thought process to kind of go down. One of the other things that several of you guys talked about were all of the crazy beliefs of conception, or conceiving a boy versus a girl, or diet, or all of those crazy beliefs that we talked about. There's two that I really want to address. One, Maddie, I think you were talking about the Muslim culture and how come they don't recognize this. It's not all Muslim cultures. It's this small subculture in Turkey. Turkey is an enormous country with an enormous population, mostly Islamic, and not all people in Turkey believe these things. So it's certainly not. It's like to say that all Christians believe this X thing, and that's certainly not true of all Christians. And so I just want to make sure that we're not generalizing in terms here. It's a small group of a subculture in Turkey that happen to be Islamic. The other part of that is, science is real. So these, those old ideas, somebody said that, I think it was Grace said, they sort of sound like fairy tales. And yes, they do. They sound completely bizarre, which is one of the reasons why science is a real, it's truth. It is facts, right? And so we can't disagree about what true facts are. What we can disagree about is what they mean. Does that make sense? I think, today when we're talking about fake news and these sort of things, it's really important that we keep an eye on what is scientifically accurate, and understand that there is a basic truth to most of the universe. So anyway, thank you, Team 2, or Team 1. You guys are doing a great job this week.